Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with an Ace of Pentacles. Is this the beginning of something great, or is this you reaching the conclusion, the summit of something great? Right? Let's find out. Let's put this into some context. All right, we're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. Oh, look at that Empress. That is some beautiful, beautiful energy there. We've got a Queen of Wands. We've got a Four of Cups. Okay. Got an Eight of Wands. Interesting. We've got the Art or Temperance card. We've got an Eight of Cups, Three of Swords, Nine of Wands, and another Ace. Look at that, an Ace of Swords. So we have two aces. We've got two eights. Okay. And then we've got a 3, a 4, and a 9. And we've got our major arcana. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And this is just going to go right here. We'll put Mr. Tao, the yin-yang duck, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. But it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is or you have a hunch, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments, okay? Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition, okay? First, let's take a look around the room here. We've got, obviously, our two major arcana cards here. This is very nice. We've got a good amount of fire here. We've got some water. We've got some air at the very end here. And of course, we have our earth energy right there, front and center. Now, I feel as if there is, well, first, Spirit's telling me to mention the front door. I don't know if maybe the door of your room or the door of your house, there's something special about it. If it's painted a weird color or if something happened to it, but I'm getting this image of a door. So I feel like that's some kind of a detail that might kind of synchronize with you. Okay. But with the Ace here, look at that, Ace of Pentacles. I feel like you are going to be reaching the final summit of a project that you have already started. And I feel like this is really paradise. I feel like this is going to be the absolute kind of best feeling that you've ever had when this finally is finished. I feel like you've sacrificed a lot of yourself for this work. Four of Cups in the past there. I feel like you've kind of put a lot of other things on hold in your life. I feel as if you're finally reaching the top of this mountain, and it's going to be, it's going to be paradise. It's going to be milk and honey, right? It's going to be just flourishing, thriving, right? Abundant. The issue here, I think, if there is any issue, it really is that now you've got to figure out what to do next. Yeah, but let's take some time to enjoy where you're arriving. Let's take some time to enjoy what you're going to be accomplishing. I feel, again, like you've been working on this project for the better part of a year or longer. And I feel like you've had to put a lot of your own life on hold. With the Four of Cups here in the background, I feel like maybe you've put a hold on friendships, even a hold on some of these. I feel like you've been denying yourself some kind of luxuries, some simple pleasures in order to focus all of your money, all of your effort, etc., on this project. Okay, this could be a career thing, could be an artistic thing, it could be relationship stuff, it could be family stuff. I don't know what it is, but I feel like you're getting to the final stage of it. You're arriving at your destination. Okay, and it is going to be this wonderful paradise, right? Which I think is going to really return all of the things that you've sacrificed. You're now going to be able to enjoy in abundance. Yeah, in abundance. But it's interesting that we've got our Three of Swords in the position of the environment, okay? Because I feel like there is still a little tinge of sorrow here. I wonder if I'm kind of getting this older female energy that's coming through. Maybe it's a maternal figure. So it could be mom, grandma, it could be an older sibling, it could be an aunt or something. This older female energy. And I wonder if maybe there's this little bit of sorrow because they're not, it feels like they're not here to enjoy it with you, at least in the physical, right? But I think the reason why we're getting some of these energies that we have is because they are still here with you. And I think they're coming through for me right now to kind of say that they are enjoying this with you, that they're right there with you, just not in the physical world. But you are, they are witnessing this and they are enjoying this with you. And I think that's the Three of Swords here in the position of the environment, of the kind of relationships. So there is some kind of, there is that tinge of sadness that's coming with this really big win, this really, I think, huge accomplishment for you. But there's a little bit of this sadness. Now, the 3 also is representing the mother energy, right? The number 3 represents the mother energy generally. And we also have the Queen of Wands underneath here. So I think that this older female energy for you was very motivating. I feel like this is someone that really just kind of kept you going, right? Kind of urged you on and maybe instilled in you this ambition. A real strength of your character, right? Because I feel like this person is really, I feel like they're still with you in spirit, yeah? But I feel like they're also like part of you, like they really taught you a lot. And so I do have this feeling that they're, I feel like it's a mother energy, but I don't feel like it's a biological, I feel like it's almost an adopted mother or kind of a chosen family or just kind of a benefactor or a mentor, or it's, an older feminine energy, but not necessarily a biological mom, right? But I feel like they really instilled this this ambition in you. They're a huge motivating force in your life still to this day. Yeah. So it is kind of bittersweet arriving at this paradise. Yeah. But just know that they're with you and they're celebrating with you. Okay. Now, the 8 of Wands up here at the top, this is kind of this is a little bit of anxiety, really, because now that you're at the summit of this mountain, you've arrived here at this thing, whatever it might be, whatever this big accomplishment is going to be. Now it's kind of like, now you have all the possibilities open to you. Every door in your life is going to be open. And so now it's just like, how do you choose what to do? If you have all of the options in the world, it's kind of a lot of choices, right? It's kind of overwhelming. So you're going to have to really kind of feel it in your heart and kind of feel it in your soul and allow the divine energy, allow some of this the older female energy that's with you, allow that all of this together to kind of guide you in the right direction. I don't feel like this is a rational, mental, intellectual, reasonable decision that you have to make. Well, now what do you do, right? Go where you're inspired. Go where you feel you have the most creativity, where you can have the most expression, right? Think big. Look at that. With the rainbow, with all of the electricity in every direction, go where your talents are going to be the most activated? Because I feel like you're really coming into what might be a physical, financial kind of abundance, which now opens up so many doors for you. Now you really have the opportunity or the possibilities to do kind of whatever you want. Yeah. So what do you want? And it's not an intellectual thing. We've got the Ace of Swords at the end, right? And this is the unified decision. This is kind of your divine mission, your holy mission, your holy quest that you're on now. And it's like you have that sword of truth. And on that sword is written the word of your will. It's like your mission statement. But it's not something that you intellectually figure out. I don't want you to get out your notebook and start making pros and cons list and have all the math, like that one meme with who is it, Charlie Day from Always Sunny. Love that show. Can't believe they've done like 16 seasons of that thing. But there's that meme where he's like trying to figure out the thing, and there's all this math and all this, the complex figures behind him. That's not the game here. This is the game of inspiration, right? Of finding what it is that you're really after. And it's this kind of creative, fiery energy, which goes into this art or temperance card, okay? Now, the art or temperance card is it's just what it says. It's art, right? And this is kind of... This is the creative experimentation. It's almost as if we're not trying to figure out our next move intellectually. We're trying to figure it out through experience. Okay? For some of you, this is going to be a very on-the-nose, obvious kind of a culinary pursuit for you. I think maybe you're moving into food service, or maybe you're graduating from culinary school, and now it's really time for you to figure out what kind of restaurant you're going to open. Right? Where do you want to put your talents? What kind of cuisine are you going to do? You're graduating from art school. Well, now what? Now what's your art? What are you going to do? We might have to try our hand at many different things to figure out what the next move is and to find out where you really are going to feel the most flow. Yeah, the most pull. Where you are kind of needed the most, right? What is going to be the most fulfilling for you? So, this is really a lot going. This is a really big moment. This is the moment on top of the mountain where you're kind of... you're celebrating, you're screaming from the mountaintops that you've done it. I'm finally here. And then you think, where do I want to go from here? And it sounds like this is a pretty good problem to have, right? We're going to move over to the path of the serpent. And as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free, doesn't cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from, okay? I appreciate all of you. So, moving to the path of the serpent, this is where we're kind of coming off the tremendous high of this mountaintop, right? That we've achieved this thing. We've secured these resources, we've hit the jackpot, we've struck gold, but now we've got to figure out what our next move is. So the general energy here is kind of now we're coming off of this intense kind of euphoria, right? And now we're in this Eight of Cups, and I think the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Wands really go hand in hand, where it's just a little bit of this. We're kind of we're losing our buzz here. We're just kind of thinking now, shoot, what am I going to do? I've got to make a decision. I have these resources. I've reached this destination, but it's like now the new journey begins, right? I didn't mean to fade that. There we go. The new journey begins, and I think that's kind of a daunting task, but I think it really is reinforced by the awareness now that whatever this older female energy is, this maternal energy, by knowing that they're still with you and they're still this really strong influence in your life, okay? And I think it does go back as well to this Four of Cups, to the idea that we've sacrificed a lot of our immediate desires, right? And so I'm not trying to kill the buzz here, but I feel as if there's a little bit of this kind of sadness now, this sinking feeling in the heart that just says, I've accomplished this thing, but there's still stuff missing from life. There's still this desire for, I think, deeper connections, for more intimate connections. Yeah. And so we take this water energy and we move into this Three of Swords. I think the Three of Swords is, it's kind of this feeling of missing something, right? I think we're missing this older female energy, but I think we're also missing some of this intimacy in our lives. Yeah. So it could be with this accomplishment that part of your real motivation, part of the draw, part of the life that you are going to be creating, the journey that you're embarking on from here. See, now at the beginning I was saying with the Ace of Pentacles, is this the beginning or the end of something? I think it's both. Yeah. I think you're accomplishing something tremendous, but this is, again, it's kind of the beginning of the next phase of your life, right? Spirit is also telling me to mention the hip problem. I don't know, someone in your life has something with the hip. I don't know if it's there's some kind of an injury, or if someone's had a hip replacement or something like that. Sometimes these details come in as a way to confirm the energy and to validate the energy that we're talking about, okay? So, the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is all about the memory. It's all about the kind of the mental energy that we're in. And I think that you might have a tendency to toward depression. Okay, I don't. It's kind of a sensitive thing. I don't like talking about it, but sometimes it needs to be talked about. I think there's a tendency there. I think that we have these really, really high peaks, and then we kind of get into these valleys, right? And when we're talking about the Four of Cups from the past, or this maternal energy, I can see that maybe we're starting to get into a little bit of this Three of Swords. But we need to find the strength that this person is still with us. We need to find the strength that the things that we have sacrificed to get where we are now, the next phase of our journey is us going after those goals now, right? I think it's about the priorities for you, and I think that it took a lot of courage for you to sacrifice what you sacrificed in order to reach this accomplishment. Now it's time to, I think, start filling these cups back up, right? To go after those things that are going to balance you out. See, with the Art or Temperance card too, it's kind of about, it's about the entire vision. It's about being in balance. It's about finding the counterpart, finding the other side of yourself, right? Maybe this was very financial, very business oriented, and we kind of put the personal relationships on hold. Well, now it's time to balance this out by focusing on those intimate relationships. Yeah. So the next card is the Nine of Wands. And this is, again, with this idea of balance, of finding the balance, right? Sun and moon here. It's the external focus of your ambitions, your aspirations, but there's also a connection with the desires, with the kind of inner, the personal stuff inside of you. What do you desire? Yeah. And I think that this is going to, this connection with your desires now, with this kind of internal energy, that's going to help you choose the next course of action, the next path for yourself. It's going to be a path of wholeness, of integrating, of kind of rediscovering those parts of yourself that you have lost when you were working on this first phase of things. Yeah. And this is a real strength. This is a real commitment. This is a real oath to yourself now that you're going to fulfill all these parts of yourself that you now realize need fulfillment, right? And I love that we've got the Ace of Swords here, because the Ace of Swords is kind of the outward statement. It's the oath. It is the, we're speaking the words. But we also have the inner commitment, because without the Nine of Wands here, the Ace of Swords could potentially just be empty words, right? We're saying it in the letter, but we don't really have it in spirit. But no, you've got both. You've got both. You've got the inner commitment, the inner certainty, the resolve, right? And then you're speaking that into existence, and you're taking up your sword, and you're going on your quest. So this is really the recipe for success. This is, when you really feel it in your heart, in the core of your being, this commitment, this willpower, this resolution. And then we've got the kind of the outer statement of it. So it's the perfect combination, right? And we see that, of course, echoed in this Art or Temperance card, because this is the blending of two sides, right? The internal and external, which is really what we see here with these two. So I think you really are about to, and I don't know, some of you maybe already have experienced this Ace of Pentacles, where you've already arrived at this summit. You've already had this really big success, this really huge win, right? Others, you're just about there, right? And however it resonates with you, just know that the euphoria that you're going to feel, it will wane again, right? And it will maybe wane quite far for some of you into this Eight of Cups, Three of Swords. But just know that that's kind of a natural part of the process. You have to feel this euphoria and allow it to then kind of subside. And then reality sets in, so to speak, and we think, okay, now I've got to do something with this resource. It's like you win the lottery, you get this huge lump sum of money, it's euphoria, and then you realize, dang, now I've got to keep it. Now I've got to figure out what to do with it. Now I've got to pay the taxes on it, right? So the reality sets in, and that's normal. So we have to honor that and embrace that, and kind of trust in ourselves, trust in the energy that's around us, and figure out our next move, right? And I think it's going to be spectacular. Let's look at the mystery card. Let's see what Mr. Tao, the yin-yang duck, has for us. I would like to see, if not another Empress, I would like to see some harmonious water energy, like a Six of Cups. A Three of Cups would be good. I think a Nine of Cups would be very nice, because then it would kind of match up with that Nine of Wands that we have, right? If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Let's see what we have. Well, we've got a Knight of Wands. This is fire on fire. This is the kind of balance. Again, we have this idea of balance. We have conscious and unconscious. We have horse and rider. We have internal and external, right? We've got sun and moon. We've got body and we've got soul. So it really is about kind of the blending of our energies, the balancing of our energies, the focusing on what has been missing to restore the balance, right? So this card really is showing the commitment to our next course of action. And it might just happen in such a way that there's not this delay, right? It could be there's this summiting of the mountain, this arrival at this destination, this big win jackpot, and then immediately you're into the next phase of things. Yeah. What this tells me is that the possibilities, the potential anxiety over all of these opportunities and different choices really is not going to be that difficult for you. That you're going to instantly kind of feel pulled in a particular direction. And the idea with the Knight of Wands is that we're trusting in that. We're letting the horse carry us away. We're still holding the reins. We don't want to fall off. We don't want it to go over a cliff or anything. But we're trusting in it. The rider is trusting in the horse, and the horse is, of course, relying on the rider. So there's this perfect balance and harmony within your soul, and you can trust that. right? Don't start interfering too much. We don't have a lot of, well, we've got some swords. We don't have a lot of swords. If we had more swords, then there'd be more of a risk of interfering with this flow of energy, right? And the only thing that really is interfering with that flow of energy is the Three of Swords and the Eight of Cups. That is kind of, it would stop this from activating, right? And maybe some of us are going to linger here for a minute. But once we get that oath and inspiration, let's just take off in that direction. Let's leave this behind, and let's trust in the process, trust in the flow of energy, and allow it to go in that direction, right? And not get interfered with by our thinking and feeling functions that sometimes we'll start to doubt or question or have this kind of pessimistic outlook, right? So I think this is really a wonderful card because this is showing inspired action, right? In a trusting, harmonious, balanced way in our soul and body and mind and everything moving in that way. So to me, this is really taking this ace and this nine of wands and putting it into action, right? Letting it manifest as motion, as behavior. This is really nice. Now, we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around for that, there should be a link up here in the corner, or there's one down below in the video description. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just for Taurus, but for every sign. New Taurus readings are every Monday and every Friday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. But I'm here every day. Just come on back tomorrow. We'll talk again. Yeah. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free, doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment for me. Let me know how you're doing. Yeah. Let me know if this is resonating with you. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.